So during the days of COVID, we used to have a lot of online meetings, and half of them used to say, "Am I audible?" And the remaining half of them say, "Should I keep my video on?" And then the one who is initiating, "If I don't look at you, how would I continue to speak?" So these were the issues 5-6 years back, and not very long back. So what I did was, during the lunch break, I went upstairs and I activated one camera while you are all having lunch. So that is an activated camera with AI enabled features of face recognition. So who all had lunch, it recognized the faces and it kept stored. Now a camera is activated in this room where again it captures all your faces, face recognition, and then it compares both sets of data and tells me who is missing. You all have registered, that is also fed there. In the next 20 minutes, I'll get an alert on my mobile, who is missing. I will read their names and will give them prizes. Okay? I have enabled one more thing also. There is an audio speaker which is kept towards the end of this hall, captured by those two cameras. If any of the speakers speaks extremely well, you know the BP goes up. And when I have, suppose say 20 slides, out of that there are 2 statements I want to make very passionately. And when the tone goes up, it recognizes the audio quality and it releases an audio speaker output which is nothing but claps. You think that somebody in the last row is clapping and you all start clapping. So this is going to happen. 2 use cases we can build products for as far as AI is concerned. If you talk like this in the AI era, we are relevant. Otherwise, we should not talk about AI. Everyone talks about AI. Okay. Okay. Looks same, right? Now, I talk about branding future universities, and I take about roughly 18 minutes from now. So the age of passive reputation is over. The age of legacy is over. The legacy that you have been established for the last 100 years, you've been established for the last 40 years, you lived a very good life, your word of mouth has been fantastic, you were born to so and so, all those things are called passive reputation parameters, and those passive reputation will not allow you to be relevant in the days to come. Your passive reputation or reputation itself is about past, is about what brought you here. Relevance is what will take you forward into future. It is about your historical recognition, but contemporary relevance comes from what you do now. I think if your reputation has brought you here, you will have to earn your relevance from now on, and that is the major takeaway for future universities, universities that are actually sitting here. How many people are from universities? Raise your hands, there are no questions. That is the question itself, period. How many are from universities? And rest all from non-universities? How many are from industry? It's okay, you are also university. Okay. Yes. Very good. Whenever somebody asks you to raise hand, raise both the hands, because the opportunities come in a fleeting manner. You need to grab the opportunity with both the hands. So next time whenever somebody says what you are, you try to capture that. Knowledge is everywhere. The context in which we are living is that the digital era, a lot of judgment happens in a fleeting manner, in a very speed manner, and before you realize it will be over. Therefore, the context that we live is completely different. We need to understand this context and what we are going to talk about. Students are evaluating us digitally before they evaluate us physically. So they look at your online presence, they look at your websites, they look at your videos. What is happening inside of your institution is what they look at even before they walk into your institution, isn't it? So this is a feature of the context in which we live, and therefore there is an important action point for us as well. They are no longer competing only locally. You can't say that you are based in Salem, you are based in Chennai, you are based in South Chennai, and therefore my competition is only for this. You will have to compete with global institutions, students studying elsewhere, students studying in your region, also compare you with other institutions outside the country as well, not just within your locality or within your region. We had an institute near Egmore. It did not compete with Egmore, it competed with All India. One of our students is here who is attending this session. She is from TCS ION. She studied in Bangalore and she is now working in Chennai. I welcome you too. Okay. So campuses will have to think about their strong competition agenda that they have, which is beyond geography. And AI, which will democratize the access to knowledge. Everyone will have knowledge. You can't any longer differentiate yourself on having a lot of knowledge or you give a lot of knowledge, therefore you're going to be great. No. So AI will democratize, greater challenge will be upon you. And branding will differentiate you guys in the sense, all of us who are supposed to be future universities, isn't it? So if you cannot distinguish yourself, if you cannot, the biggest challenge for us as we go forward is the sameness. All of us have grounds, all of us have football, all of us have basketball, all of us have labs, all of us have teachers, all of us have classrooms, and there are ACs in the classrooms and there are cameras also in the classrooms. What is different? What is different? There are many other features which have to be different, and branding and focus on those parameters will make you different. And once you are different, you will stand out and you will be recognized and you build your relevance. So that's where branding will have to be leveraged. I'll talk about 10 very important key takeaways for all of us, and I'll spend probably 1 minute or so or 1.5 minutes on an average, and then we complete this keynote. Separate branding from marketing. How many institutions in this country have got separate marketing teams and also a separate branding team? Marketing is for your admissions, marketing is for your promotion, marketing is for enrollments, branding is talking about what happens in future. If some of the people put trains on time, then branding will talk about what is your journey experience. Okay, if you focus only on gathering more people, herd mentality and all those things, you have both the teams. But do you segregate a large number of people, use marketing for branding and and vice versa? So the first thing is to segregate, separate teams should be there, and branding is a strategic function. Branding is not part of marketing. We need to begin there. In ICFAI, I had branding. I have already headed marketing, but now I relegated marketing to other teams, and I am head of the brand. I am the brand custodian. I am the director of branding, and I take a lot of pride in running 20 campuses and trying to lend strategic contributions to my institutions. And then you take decisions which are not having immediate implications, but it has long-term implications, then you are in branding. Branding is not a democratic function. How many of you know Katrina Kaif? I'm sure all of you know. Teachers don't have to be old. They also watch movies. Just because you don't speak Hindi doesn't mean we don't watch Hindi movies. Those movies are anyway translated into Tamil, and then we watch those movies also. I'm just giving a name of a film star because someone could be popular. Alia Bhatt. Is Alia Bhatt more popular? Yes. Now don't raise both the hands. Huh? Okay. So everyone thinks that everyone is an expert in branding. Everyone has an opinion on branding. Katrina Kaif posters are available on the next door. While you walk also on the street, you find those posters. Not in Chennai, but in other states, for example. And they think that she is very close to them. She is so accessible. Or he is so accessible. Branding is like that. Everyone will take a shot at that. Everyone will have an opinion. It is not a democratic function. You don't have a committee-driven decision making. You have one guy and he will take decisions. You trust in him. You have the conviction, you have the clarity, you have the courage, and work on it. That's it. Don't make 10 people sit together and arrive at a consensus and work it. It will never work for you. You have a clarity of vision and then with the courage to execute, everything will work for. Branding is not a democratic function. I have actually conceived a model called 3B model of branding, and the 3Bs are being, behaving and broadcasting. By the way, that SRK is myself. and I'm not from film industry. That's my name. Okay, so being is who you are fundamentally. Being is what you are fundamentally. What do you stand for? What is your purpose? Why are you here in the education field? The moment you know that you are a tiger, then it goes to behaving. You have to also behave like a tiger, right? You can't just have a name saying that I am a tiger. I stand in the center of Chennai and say I am the Don of Chennai. No, you have to every day kill people so that people recognize that you are a Don. You don't behave accordingly, then how will it work for you? Behaving is extremely important, and you bloody behave consistently. Every single day you have to behave like that. Every single day you have to kill people. If you are a tiger, you need to pounce and hunt and display the tenaciousness and the fervor of a tiger. Otherwise, you will not called a tiger. You will not be called a tiger. You are called a dog. But define yourself as a dog and behave a very good dog. That's fine also. So the way you behave every single day, how you come across to your students, your parents, your teachers, industry people and all of the stakeholders defines your behavior. And the third step is the broadcasting. That is, how do you tell the world the stories that you are a great tiger, you are from Ranthambore. Without any intelligence, without any AI enablement, they sell now as AI products. They are masquerading, automation products masquerading as AI products, and institutions and the decision makers in the institute, they buy those products. How sad. And what are we going to teach our students about AI? We ourselves do not know. So neither the edtech industry nor the education industry is fully clear about all these things. It has to lead to outcomes. It has to be intelligently enable us learn, and it has to help us administratively shorten our time, not just in terms of the labor, but also in terms of the smartness, in terms of discovering the layers which were not discovered hitherto by using AI. I think that's where you will have to take a decision, and then branding will slowly follow. I mean, what you do is your branding, right? AI will change the way we have been dealing with education till now. Harness social media to build academic reputation. How many of you are on social media? LinkedIn? Okay, I have to divide it by two because you are raising both the hands. Okay. So, if you are not harnessing social media, and institutions having social handles, like ICFAI Foundation for Higher Education having a social handle, and you post something, the number of likes, conversations, comments and engagement is always limited. So the 500 faculty members who are there in one single campus, they also should be there on LinkedIn, and they should post on their individual personal handles, so that whatever they do, the collective posts will result in good branding, and that's how you build your academic reputation. And you build your academic reputation not just for the institution, but for yourself also. In one movie he says, 50 of you wearing one single t-shirt, I mean similar color kind of a t-shirt, 50 of you walk on one of these main roads together and take a picture of that. That is called the collective heft of branding. I mean that movie is called Businessman. Any of you watch that movie? Okay, and when you do it for yourself, you build the brand for the institution. When all the institutions do well, what happens? The institutions earn a lot of money. You produce a lot of students who go and work for the society and for the country, and then you build the nation. It is like that kind of a arc that you have to look at. So harness social media and build academic reputation. Check whose company are you keeping. You associate with a lot of events, conferences. You bring a lot of, for example, there's a convocation happening, and then you call a politician who was convicted in 1 or 2 crimes, who killed a few people. But he is a politician, he is holding a big chair, sir. There is always a justification coming your way, saying that he is politician, but he is holding a constitutional chair. But also dig deep and see what kind of relevance, what kind of importance, what kind of social factors that he is representing or she is representing. Whose company are you keeping? So, is there an intellectual heft in that person who is coming to your campus? Is this a film star you are calling? All film stars are not flimsy. And Amir Khan is very different from, say, a Govinda. I am just giving examples. I don't remember the names of Tamil industry because elections are going on. I don't want to use those names. I am in some model code of conduct, Right. One of our alumni is the Chief Election Commissioner. Don't tell anyone. And delete this from the AI, this thing. It is being recorded. Okay, check whose company are you keeping is extremely important. It defines your brand. If you are keeping the company of intellectual people, if you are calling people who are well learned, are your panels having women in them? Are only men having all the panels because it's easier to invite them and call them? Are you struggling, searching, reaching out for women to be on the panel? If yes, you are a good brand. If you are not, you are a lazy brand. You have no values. All those things are extremely important. Whose company are you keeping is extremely important. That's the sixth parameter. Seventh one, follow this sequence when you are establishing an institution. Even if you did not follow initial days, now you actually rehash it. Who is teaching? What is going to be taught? Where are you teaching and whom are you teaching? In simple language, who are going to drive your vehicle? First identify them. Recruit the faculty first. Meaningful people should be recruited first. Then put the heads together and decide where to go. And then how do we go? You can buy an auto rickshaw, you can buy a big van, you can buy a Mercedes, you can buy an aeroplane, you can buy a metro train. That is up to you. But who is driving is extremely important. First, faculty members. Then what is going to be taught? What is going to be taught is to be decided by who is going to teach them, right? So then take them into confidence, and then where are you going to teach? Where is the infrastructure? What are the classrooms? What are the labs? Why are the labs for? Sir, every college is having labs. AICT is saying we should have labs, therefore we should. There is a purpose for everything. Every single chapter in a semester, in a particular course, how to say 33 crores if it's a 3 credit course, each chapter or each session has a purpose. Are we explaining that purpose to the students? We owe it to them, right? We put on timetable that, there is a session from 9 to 10, and then from 10:15 to 11:15 there is another session, but you start at 10:30 or you start at 11:30 the second session. We promise, but we don't deliver. We don't execute. Our brand is lost. We don't align properly. So, people are important. There is a great book called Built to Last. In that there is a story. You hire the driver first. Then in consultation with the driver, purchase the vehicle. Then decide where do you want to go. Then you put how much fuel you want. Then decide who all will sit in the bus or the van or the metro or the bullock cart or the cycle. So that's the summary of this one. Follow this. If you did not follow earlier, at least now we should follow. Brand is not merely built because everyone wants to build a great brand, right? It will not happen just because you wish for it. It will happen because you will work for it. You will have to be consistent. You will have to have discipline. You will have to be updated. Your curriculum has to be amazing. When you do all these things, it will result in a good brand. And then the long-term investment that we have made in this brand will give you long-term results. Brand will work for you. Bigger the brand, greater the scrutiny. It applies everywhere, not just in education. If you are a bigger university, if you are a greater brand, then every small thing that you do, you are accountable for. If there is a mistake, that mistake is also amplified so much. Today, in the zamana of digital, in the era of digital presence, everything is judged instantaneously and therefore you can't escape. So you are a smaller brand, for example, you do something wrong in your communication, in your behavior inside your institution, that is also not correct. But then if you are a bigger institute, people will ask you hundreds of questions. If it is a smaller institute, they will not ask so many questions. But all of us want to be bigger brands, therefore let us be accountable. So bigger the brand, greater the scrutiny. If Chandrababu Naidu makes a mistake, there are 100 questions. If Pawan Kalyan makes a mistake, there are little less number of questions. Again, I am going into politics, violating the model code of conduct, sorry. So bigger the brand, greater the scrutiny. Branding is a culture. It is like agriculture. You will have to prepare the ground, sow the seeds, water it, nurture it, give the right kind of temperature, and then you will have the results. It will take time. If you think it has to come immediately, you better go for instant coffee. Okay? There are no instant results. And if you want to have shortcuts, better go to a salon. My friend from Naturals is here. Oh, he's upstairs still. So, shortcuts are not possible, instant results are not possible in education, and branding is not going to result in that. So these are the 10 important principles and guidelines that we should follow when you are building future universities, and that's how branding will help you navigate. So in summary, we are going to be those universities which are intellectually credible. Our research has to be credible. We should be seen as intellectual. Our research output should be counted, digitally visible, student amplified. The campus should have student enablement. Students should run the campus. A lot of activities should be there. I think it is the students who should run the campus and not you. You should be purpose driven, aware globally, consistent in culture, trusted beyond rankings. We should stay rooted in our culture, whatever be the region. What is culture? Culture is about your rituals, regional language, dress, food and all. We need to respect all these things and stay rooted in that and celebrate every single facet of our culture. And of course, we should go beyond rankings. And of course, our institutions, like all of us who are sitting here, we should remain relevant than trying to be merely famous. So it is not about what you talk about yourselves, it's what the stakeholders, the society, outsiders talk about us. Branding is more about what others talk about you, not what kind of advertisements you put in, the kind of hoardings that you establish, and the kind of money that you spend. That's not branding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.